This is the video for the Writing 227 syllabus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the syllabus and comment on it as if this were like the first day of classes, which it is. So here you see some of my contact information up at the top. I do check my email frequently, so that's a good way to get in touch with me. I'll be setting up office hours using video conferencing so that if you want to talk with me about anything, you will have a link that you can click on. And I'll be getting that set up as of the first day of classes. So, okay. Otherwise, here's a description of the course. This is pretty much system wide for the Oregon Community College system. The tax that you'll be using is one that there's the URL for it. It's free. Um, and so you will have reading assignments from it that you'll need to do for each module, and a lot of the quizzes will come from that reading that you'll be doing. Uh, I'm not going to go through every single thing on the syllabus. The course outcomes you can read yourself. So these course activities and design uh, summarize what we'll be doing this quarter. We'll also be creating a portfolio of your work. There'll be three major writing assignments, which will be a set of instructions, an application letter and a resume, and a documented recommendation memo. And here are the major assignments and what they're worth. That's you see there the instructions, application letter, resume, the recommendation report become part of the portfolio that is about 30% of your final grade. You also have the discussion board as another big chunk. That's you'll be doing work on that quite a bit each week. And there you can see the amount the quizzes account for, and then we will have you'll be creating a video. I can show you how to use PowerPoint to create a video like the one that you're watching. And there are other types of presentation software that you can use, but I'll be showing you how to use uh, PowerPoint to do that. And so you can see that the grades fall on you. You got a total number of points is 1,000 that could be earned in this course, and 90 to 100 is an A, 800 to 899 is a B, and so forth and so on. In terms of course policies, academic honesty is one that's come to take up a lot of space on my syllabus. And all this, what's on this slide, um, is largely from the Blue Mountain catalog, which you can read in more detail about these matters. Fabrication, something that AI tends to do when it writes sometimes is it will fabricate sources, and so that can create some huge problems. We'll talk more about that in just a few minutes. And then, of course, there's also the matter of plagiarism, just copying from another source, the type of copying and pasting from the internet, which sometimes still happens, unfortunately. And then we get to generative AI statement. And this is actually what are called large language models. The way that this works, this is all developed out of starting with spell checker, then grammar check, and it's become more sophisticated over, about the last 40 years or so. But what I'm concerned with in this class is helping you to improve your writing, not to read what ChatGPT has written. And another problem with ChatGPT is that it isn't very well written at all. So often it's very general, And the way that it works is that when someone gives it a writing assignment, it goes on the internet, finds whatever it can find on that topic, and creates a document. Now, where this runs into creating problems in the workplace, and this course is about workplace writing, is that if you've been assigned to do some type of an analysis and you've done it, if you try to use ChatGPT to create your report for you, it's not going to work because that data is not going to be out on the internet somewhere where it can write it for you. So that's one reason that it's important to do your own work and to learn to improve your writing. And that's what we do in this course. Okay, there's more there that you can read about that. In terms of accommodations, Blue Mountain Community College is committing to assuring classes are accessible. So if you have a type of a problem, uh, learning disability or something like that, you need to get registered with Blue Mountain CC, and then they will let me know that you have done that and how I can best help you. Um, with attendance, of course, we're not meeting in a face-to-face space or uh, doing that in a traditional classroom or synchronously. But you have to contribute to class regularly and meet the assigned deadlines. And so each module is a week to 2 or 3 weeks in length. And you need to keep track of what discussions are required for that module. And also be sure to take the quiz and to turn in other assignments such as your major writing assignments. Um, okay, we talked a little bit about conferences. I'm going to meet with all of you for a conference at least once this quarter, and we'll be focusing on the recommendation memo, which is the longest of the three and the one that uses documentation, either MLA or APA. And we'll talk about topics for the recommendation memo and for and the sources that you're going to use to support what you're the argument that you're making there. But below there, where I talk about the electronic grading, I need your work as Word files, and you can write it in Google Docs if you want to. What you need to do is when you download it, you need to download it as a Word file and then upload the Word file into um, Canvas. And the same thing, well, not the same thing, but Adobe Acrobat is similar in that what you can do is you can save Adobe Acrobat files as Word files. And that's a very simple process. But I need it as Word files because that's how I respond to your work. When you get it back, if you want to open it with Google Docs, you can upload it. You'll see all the comments out in the margins. The same thing is true with Adobe Acrobat. I don't know why anybody would want to use Adobe Acrobat for word processing, but so that's what that is about. We'll be talking in more detail about that as we get closer to uh, doing peer responses on the Canvas discussion board. Okay, flexibility. If we have to change something, because of fire, flood, or epidemic, we will do so. Using the use of videos, you're looking at one right now. I'll be showing you how to do this. And let's see, getting into assignments on the discussion board is very important. Typically, there are links for discussions on general topics. Um, your initial response will need to be around 200 words, and you will need to do 2 responses to your classmates. Now, uh, what you how you respond to your classmates doesn't have to have a particular word length, but what's in boldface there is important. You can't simply agree with what a classmate has written. If you agree, you must indicate why you agree. Tell us why. Give us an example. You can disagree, you can ask a relevant question, or you can extend what your classmate has written. And what I mean by that is that you perhaps provide another example to support what your classmate has written. Okay, another type of discussion board post is when you're doing peer responses. And again, I'll be giving you some more detailed guidance about what I expect. But you will, again, we are going to use Word as the common uh, denominator here. But again, to do this process where you're doing peer responses, and what you'll be doing is creating notes and putting them in the margin of your peer's paper. And again, you can do that with Google Docs if you don't happen to have easy access to Word. Um, so, and of course, when talking about attendance and getting your work in on time, this is important because you're going to have a date when you post which was we saw earlier, a date when you post the discussion board, a date when your peer review is going to be, or reviews are going to be due, and then a date when you upload it to the assignment folder to get my response. And in terms of your grade on the discussion board, if you do all the discussion board posts, and there are some other assignments too, like excuse me, the diagnostic writing assignment that's due Friday, or uh, some other assignments that we may do during the quarter. If you do all of those, then you get all 300 points. So a student who only did half of them will only get 150 points. Sometimes students get much less than that. But a good way to look at the discussion board and how much it's worth of your final grade is that it's worth about 30%. So if you have somebody who only did the discussion board half the time, they're dropping their final grade by a letter grade and a half. So, and of course, someone who basically didn't do the discussion board, it would be or maybe just did a few, it would be could be almost three letter grades. So be sure that you keep up with the discussion board and what is due and when. The best way to do that is to check on the day that a module opens to see what's going to be due. Okay, if you while discussion board grades need to be done during the time specified, if you're going to have to turn in a major writing assignment or something like that late, you need to let me know. Otherwise, with the discussion board, you need to get your work turned in on time. So there's the other writing assignments for things like the diagnostic writing assignment that I was just talking about. What you're doing this quarter is you're creating a portfolio that's going to consist of your instructions, recommendation, report, and resume. And you're going to put them up on either a Google website or on the Google Drive folder, or we're going to use an Adobe Acrobat. You can use Adobe Acrobat if you like. There's a specific way that you can create a portfolio that's with Adobe that's pretty cool that I will show you. Um, so we've been talking about you're posting your work to the discussion board and both giving and receiving peer review, and then turning it into me for my response. Okay, when I give it back to you, then you'll have the opportunity to revise and turn it in again if you like. We do have quizzes on each module. It's going to be due by the end of the module. But usually the questions are multiple choice. Um, if there is a short answer question, like there's going to be two on the first quiz, then you need to wait until I grade it before you try to revise it. You can go ahead and retake it if you want to, but you can see that there's some policies there. If you, let's say somebody takes the quiz several times before it's graded. I only grade the most recent submission, and the reason I do that is to encourage you to just take it once, and then wait until it's graded, and then take it again. Um, and a reason that I do that is because it helps to it rewards students who have done the reading and looked over the reading and the PowerPoints and so forth before they take the quiz. Um, and it penalizes students who don't do the reading, don't look at the PowerPoints, and take the quiz anyway, and kind of try to guess their way to an A. So that's not going to work. You can retake it, but you have to wait until I've graded it. Of course, if there is no um, short answer question, then you can retake it as soon as you like. So uh, quizzes do lock at the end of the module, and if you want to get into it after that, you'll need to get in touch with me. I can open quizzes for you. The discussion board is not reopened. It's open during the time specified, and you get in there and do the work or not. There will be opportunities for extra credit that apply to the discussion board grade at the end, towards the end of the quarter. We'll talk about that at the uh, relevant time. Okay, so here's a little bit about that recommendation report. It is the longest of the three major writing assignments. You will be expected to use either APA or MLA, unless you're planning on majoring in a language. When I say a language, I mean English, Spanish, French, Arabic, Japanese, any language, then MLA is relevant. For most other people, APA is what you want to use. APA stands for American Psychological Association, but a lot of other disciplines use APA, such as business. Engineering sometimes uses APA, or they use something that's very like it, where you put the date in the parenthetical text citation. Computer science uses APA. Okay, we talked about the revisions. Again, I will give you, when I hand back, say, like the instructions, I'll give you a date when the revisions are due. I give you usually at least a few days up to a week. Towards the end of the quarter, it'll more than likely be just a few days because we'll be running out of time. Okay, so the video oral presentation, this is what you will be doing instead of a final exam. It's a final project that you'll be doing. And the what you'll be doing here is this will be another way to introduce your portfolio for someone who might be looking at it to consider you for a job. So, and we'll be talking more about that at the relevant time. Questions. I'm going to set up a portion of the discussion board where you can just leave questions that you may have during the quarter. Otherwise, I'll look forward to working with you this quarter. I do have a PhD. You can call me Dr. Giles. You can call me Mr. Giles, or you can call me Tim. That's my first name. So I'll see you online.